The running back position is one of the weirdest in all of sports. A great running back can help elevate an offense so much, but at the same time, if they go down, it doesn't have too much of an impact on an offense, depending on the team. But nowadays, running backs have become notorious for two things: being incredibly replaceable and not performing well after getting paid, with the latter being incredibly true for a lot of backs. In this video, I will be diving deep into some running backs that fell off hard after getting paid. Now, a common theme in this video will be these guys falling off mainly because of health reasons, but these players have truly changed the way the NFL looks at the running back position. One guy who robbed the team while staying healthy was DeMarco Murray in 2015. Now, this is a little weird to say that he, quote, fell off after signing with the Eagles. In 2014, Murray had an outstanding season with the Dallas Cowboys, leading the league in rushing yards and winning Offensive Player of the Year in the process, while also helping the Cowboys win their second playoff game since 1996. All of this while playing on a contract year. Now keep in mind, this was at a time when the NFL was really just transitioning into the pass-heavy league it is right now, so there was still a good bit of value when it came to running backs. So when you are a guy like DeMarco Murray who just had a season like that and is an unrestricted free agent, there are only 4 words to describe it.
Show me the money.
Well, Philadelphia showed him the money, alright, giving him $40 million over 5 years. This was a dream come true if you were an Eagles fan. The team had just dealt former All-Pro LeSean McCoy for Kiko Alonso of all players, and because of that, they were in need of an elite running back that could thrive in Chip Kelly's RPO offense. Well, the exact opposite happened. Murray looked like a fraction of what he was while in Dallas. He rushed for hardly over 700 yards and 6 touchdowns. Now, in his defense, he did not get nearly as many touches as he was getting in Dallas, but Murray really showed that the bulk of his success came from the dominant Cowboys offensive line. The Eagles' run blocking was horrible in 2015, and it affected Murray mightily. Now, I said it's weird that Murray fell off after signing with the Eagles because after he was traded following the 2015 season, he made a Pro Bowl once again. He ended up having a really good year with the Titans. The dude had over 1,200 rushing yards and was top 3 in the league in rushing. Now, a lot of that came from Tennessee having a great O-line, but I also think a lot of it had to do with his new contract. While getting paid like a top running back and being asked to be the driving force in an offense, I think it put a lot of pressure on him. But in Tennessee, he was getting a much more moderate contract and the offense didn't solely rely on him. Murray's replacement in Dallas, Ezekiel Elliott, is also on this list. Now, not only did Elliott fail to perform after getting his massive contract, but he screwed over the Cowboys in the process. After having a stellar start to his career, Elliott was rewarded with a massive 6-year, $90 million deal. After he got the deal, his play conveniently started to decline. His yards per game have gone down each season since his rookie year. Now, he did lead the league in rushing and that stat his first 3 years, but from 2018 to 19, which is the offseason he got paid, it dropped over 10 yards. Then the next season, his yards per game fell off by nearly 19 yards. Like, I know that Mike McCarthy is pretty reluctant when it comes to running the ball, but Elliott's decline was already happening before he was hired. Not only was Elliott becoming an offensive liability for the Cowboys, he was also becoming a salary cap liability for them. Over half of his contract was fully guaranteed. His cap hit is at least $14 million for the remaining years on his contract. All of that for a guy who was not even the best running back on his team anymore. The Cowboys massively overpaying Zeke has led to Dallas making some major changes, like trading Amari Cooper and restructuring Dak's deal. Luckily for Dallas, they do have a potential out with him after this year, which I'm sure they will take full advantage of. These next 2 backs were arguably the best running backs in the league at one point in time, and now neither of them are on NFL rosters. Todd Gurley was a beast in the late 2010s. In fact, he is the last running back to receive MVP votes. That's how good he was. Gurley was the perfect running back for Sean McVay's offense, and he flourished once McVay got to town. Gurley had back-to-back seasons of over 1,200 rushing yards and 10+ touchdowns, leading the league both years in touchdowns. He was also a sneaky weapon for passing out of the backfield. After his near MVP campaign in 2017, the Rams rewarded him with a 4-year, $60 million extension. Now, while Gurley did play really well the next year in 2018, things really started to decline for him in 2019. It was revealed that he has started to develop arthritis in his knee. This is something that doesn't happen to the average human until they are at least 40. Gurley was 24 when this happened. In turn, Gurley saw a decline in production during the 2019 season. The bulk of his contract was set to kick in for the 2020 season, and the Rams had a decision to make. Gurley's cap hit was set to increase to $17 million. LA had to choose what they wanted to do with the declining running back who was set to make a massive amount of money, so they cut him. They stated it was more so for financial reasons than skill reasons, but it was clear that Gurley was declining. He would end up signing with the Atlanta Falcons in 2020 and would have a decent year with a little under 700 yards and 9 touchdowns, but his yards per game were sliced in half from just 2 years ago. Atlanta didn't re-sign Gurley following the 2020 season and has not seen any time on an NFL roster since. Someone who fell off even harder than Gurley was LeVeon Bell. Now, something that separates him from the other running backs on this list is that he kind of dug his own grave. Bell was on a different level than all the other running backs in the league. The dude was getting nearly 400 touches a year in a Steelers offense that also featured a prime Antonio Brown. His patient running abilities, combined with him being able to catch passes out of the backfield, made him the best running back while he was in his prime. And since he was playing like the best running back in the league, he wanted to get paid like it. But the two sides were unable to get a long-term deal done. So in 2017, Bell played under the franchise tag, and he was assigned the tag once again in 2018, but instead of playing, he decided to sit out. And like, I kinda understand that since the franchise tag is pretty BS, but instead of focusing on keeping himself in football shape and earning his new contract, he decided to focus on rapping. So when Bell finally hit unrestricted free agency, he was expected to get paid like a king, and he did. From the New York Jets of all teams. Bell got 4 years, $52.5 million, with over half of it guaranteed. And spoiler, Bell did not play well. In 2017, he had over 1,900 yards from scrimmage. His first year with the Jets in 2019, 1,250. Then in 2020, Bell became unhappy with former head coach Adam Gase and his role in the offense. So after failing to find a trade partner because no one wanted to take on his contract, the Jets cut him. And after spending time with the Chiefs, Ravens, and Bucks and not seeing success with any of those teams, it appears that Bell's time as an NFL running back is over. And you know this was a bad signing when Adam Gase was not on board with it at all. This may have been the one thing he was correct about in his entire career. So that's it for today's video. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button. It goes a long way towards supporting me and this channel, and I appreciate every single one of you guys. Also, make sure you check out all my other social media links listed down in the description below. I have an Instagram, a TikTok, and a Twitter. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.